Roller with flash, 2 chains, Nolan look dashy. Nigga be drapey, bankroll, never been faking. Real since day one, nigga never was snaking. Y'all niggas still.
What is good, y'all? Whitey here, back with another video, man. This video I feel like I had to do. You know what I'm saying? I kind of try to stay out that Nolan Wells situation, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't have all the information. But the crazy thing is my boy Poetic Flacco has been on the job. Like, I've been watching him, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't even want to, say too much. But, hey, it's a lot of new information that got resurfaced, man. And he gonna put us on game. We finally found out somewhat of what really happened. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
This new evidence in his Nolan Wells murder is probably the biggest piece of confirmation that something really, really, really bad happened to Nolan. So Warren, who's one of Nolan Wells' supposed friends who rode out to Horn Island with him, he did an interview, and during this interview, he revealed something that kind of lines up everything else that we've heard since then. Now, what he says is a direct contradiction to everything they want us to believe about Nolan Wells.
Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl, and
he with Officer
my
Tatum.
buddy yelled at,
How did he get that interview?
Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving. The boat's having issues, and no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm gonna ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear, but it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get on the boat. Nolan, get on the boat, get on the boat, we're leaving. If you're coming, you gotta come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. It's not like we just left him there, or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to get on the boat, and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie, had text somebody that she heard people yelling
Correct.
For Nolan to get on it. Is that true?
And I have a picture of that. She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking and everybody's texting Katie, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message to my buddy the next day and said,
Real quick, where is buddy's top teeth at? This dude talking like this the whole time. All you see is the bottom teeth. Like, bro, where's your top teeth at?
This is the last time I saw him. He's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat.
They're telling this story as if, by the way, it confirms their story. It's actually the contrary. Now, he said this before the audio got released, and the audio is horrific. The audio confirms to me something really,
so they got
really
audio,
bad
y'all.
Nolan. But he said this as if this is a confirmation and not a debunking or contrary to his story. If you're saying, hey, we left Nolan on the island, we don't know what happened to him, and our proof of this is we see Nolan cradle up with Katie in his arms. And we was calling Nolan over to get on the boat, and Nolan said he's staying, and Katie can confirm this. And then Katie says, according to you guys, Katie confirmed to you guys, the last time she seen Nolan was when y'all was calling him over. Well, she wouldn't say that if Nolan stayed. If the last time Katie seen Nolan was when y'all was calling him over, that would imply that he went over to you guys. Katie even told the family that Nolan told her he was riding home with his friends and he had to go.
Everybody's throwing the blame on each other, bro.
Confirms exactly what we suspected.
So the story's all over the place.
Now, y'all called Nolan over at 3 p.m. Y'all was still on the island for an hour and 30 trying to figure out that boat situation. So we don't know what took place in that hour and 30. But clearly something is not sitting right. And this audio made me lose sleep last night, man.
I can imagine.
Now, the audio is of the 911, well, not 911 call, but of the emergency call that Wyatt made to the boat operators or to some type of subscription.
Bro, I swear Poetic Flacco be having more info and more tea than anybody else, bro, when it comes to situations. It's like this dude pockets or his connects Like, bro, I didn't even hear the news talk about none of this stuff he talking about, but he has it.
That help people who are stranded on boats. So Wyatt made a call, and the operator picks up, and my God, you start to hear something very dark and grim from the beginning.
Connected.
They don't realize the AI operator already started recording because they believe they're waiting for somebody to pick up. They believe
I
they're
couldn't even understand what they were saying. How did they understand?
In a system. So they're talking freely, waiting for this human. The AI operator is recording everything. So that's where you hear, he's dead. Oh my God, he's dead.
Connected.
Hey, real quick. I know I keep pausing it, but I got to talk about the situation. Like, these kids feel like, to me, it feel like they've done this before. If someone died and it was an accident or somebody else killed somebody, you'd be traumatized. You don't see people die in front of you all the time unless that's what you want. But these are kids. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? If an accident happened, you know, or something, I just feel like soon enough, somebody's gonna snitch on somebody, bro. Somebody can't hold the water, or their conscience is gonna get the best of them, and somebody gonna speak up. Or what's going on right now, they're getting all the stories together, and everybody's stories ain't linking up together. It ain't making sense.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, they were not aware that was already being recorded. So they get to speaking
That's
freely.
crazy.
The operator picks up. Now everything changes. Everything changes. So they're panicking. Oh my God, no. Hey, operator. Everybody on mute. But they still let a couple things slip through. Now, what proceeds to follow is one of the strangest calls I've ever seen in life. This is one of the strangest calls I've ever witnessed in life. You've never seen anything stranger than this before.
We're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir?
That's the most
Can you give me a
common
description? Ankles?
ship sink. You know what I'm saying? If your ship sinking, you're gonna be freaking out, bruh.
Hello?
It's so calm.
Hey,
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on that count, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either Jerry Atkerson. I think it's Jerry Atkerson. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right.
the tag on
Unless
here.
you have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
Somebody says, I thought he was, and then it just like drowns out. So we don't know what that means. I could have 20,000 different theories. Y'all leave me a 3. What do you think that meant? This is where it starts to get really strange. The operator begins to ask very direct questions, and they begin to act like they don't know what she's saying. They begin to answer questions that are very convenient. Like, for example, she says, yo, is everybody on the boat and in good health? He says, yeah, everybody on the boat. Okay, what about the good health part? But that's not even the strangest part. It's about to get really, really weird.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
All right.
These
No,
aren't even
we
the
do not
weird parts
need
I'm
that.
talking about. You're gonna hear the weird part shortly. But even with this, somebody is saying, check his chest. After we heard somebody says, yo, he's dead. Nolan, oh my God, Nolan, check his chest. The lady says, y'all want the Coast Guard? No, absolutely, no. That
He wasn't that
was
hype
like
about it.
That was the most hard, no Coast Guard. Why don't you want the Coast Guard out? And you're about to hear, like, the people that they wanted to come out, they're unavailable. So the next best people are the Coast Guards. But they must rather drown than to have the Coast Guards come out. Because the people
That's
that
what
want to
I'm
come
saying,
out don't
like,
really have authority.
this is the
in,
most
like,
calmest
in,
ship
like, in,
sinking.
Like in anything. The Coast Guards are damn near law enforcement. The Coast Guards will come out and get to investigate and get to prowling around. No, why don't you want the Coast Guards out if the people who are supposed to assist you can't even come out? But at the end, you get to hear they called for no reason, right? Because his grandfather would admit, hey, we don't need help anymore. Sorry. So they wasted about 14 or 15 minutes on that phone call, I think, trying to establish an
That's
alibi.
weird.
Because towards the end of the phone call, after they were begging for help, the grandfather says, oh no, they don't need help. Don't send nobody.
All right, it looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you
Yes,
on
we are
Horn
at
Island?
Yes.
All right, is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We
They
were
called
thinking,
for
yes.
help, and then the grandfather said
Is
they
it
don't need
aground is
help.
the question?
So who's helping
No,
him?
we're not aground. We are in
Okay.
17 foot of water. We're
Did he
in
tell the
31 foot of
grandpa?
water.
All right, have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
All right, where would you like it towed to, sir?
You can tow it to Ocean Springs Harbor, or Fort Bayou Launch.
All right, how many adults and children on board?
No, there's no children.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question.
You're about to hear
Not
an
a
answer
sir.
to that question
He's
that
a
will make
kid.
your mouth drop on the floor. It will literally make your mouth drop on the floor. Because, hold on. You answered the children question very quickly. How many adults and children? No children. Okay, how many adults? They begin to hesitate. They begin to panic. They're panicking so much, he says something just absolutely stupid. But I don't think this kid is dumb. I feel like what he said is out of sheer panic because he didn't want to share the real number.
So, is there anybody on board? How many
That's
adults,
crazy.
sir? That was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
Mind you, it's not a service issue because we can hear everybody else in the background. So it's not a service issue. Oh no, he hears exactly what she said. How many adults on board? He doesn't say nothing for a while,
think
and then
about
he
it.
responds
Yeah,
back
think
with
about what
the
to say.
dumbest possible answer.
So, is there anybody on board? How many adults, sir? That was the question. Hello, can you hear me?
Did he say just drop him in the
Hey,
water?
jump in and pull the plug, Bart, while you're going.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yep, I just need you to answer these questions so I can get you over to the captain.
Okay.
And then
many
the
adults
the
on
lady,
board?
if I'm sinking, right?
There's 0 adults on board.
Woman, get some
There's
help.
nobody on board the
You
boat?
getting all these questions
No.
while we sinking. He just said we're
Nobody
sinking. We're in
here
31
is
feet
over
of
the
water.
age of
We're
21.
sinking.
There's not a person in America.
Golly. I'll be
there's
mad if
not
911
a
doing
person
all
in
this.
America, probably not a person on planet Earth, who don't know what an adult is. An adult is anybody over the age of 18 in America. Simple. That's what an adult is. So the fact that she asks you, how many adults on board? Oh no, there's nobody over the age of 21 on board. That's because you are avoiding and refusing. You don't want to answer the question, bruh. You don't want to answer the question. Because Nolan is what, 19? Everybody on board is like 18, 19. So you are doing everything in your power to not answer
So
the
he's
question.
technically adult.
Looks like your girl asking you, hey, bruh, did you go out last night and cheat? Man, I went out last night. Well, did you cheat? I ain't cheat on my diet all week. Huh? Wait, what? That's not right. No.
I see what you're trying to say.
Question being deceptive. It's really that simple. And I'm looking at this like, yo, why is it whenever something comes out, it's always something sketchy with it? Now, I understand if we're just being super analytical, super looking into it, but even the person who's like completely in the middle and neutral and not biased, can you hear this call and tell me this is a normal call? Can you hear this call and tell me people are not being deceptive in this call? Can you hear this call and tell me this is how normal people answer questions? How many adults on board? None. Huh? What? Whoa, nobody on board? Nobody over 21 on board? Can you just answer the question they're asking? Oh, but it gets worse. It gets worse.
Adults on board.
Let's hear it.
There are 0 adults on board.
There's nobody on board the boat?
No. Nobody
right.
here is over the age of 21.
Why are you getting upset?
Sir,
I mean,
that
why are
was
you getting
not the
upset?
question.
Why are you getting attitude?
Is there a person? Is there a person, a living individual on the boat?
No, we're ghosts.
Hello?
Bro, you heard what she said, bro.
Oh my God.
And you can respond, you heard it. And it's not like the service went
He's
out.
playing,
No, because we're hearing the
playing
background.
a role right
If
now.
we can hear the
can't think of the
background,
words.
then you can hear her. If we can hear the background, then we could have heard you. So you're not saying anything. Man, you heard her, bruh. The question caught him off guard. Is there any living person on board? He probably felt like, next question did probably ask us, is there any dead person on board? So that question caught them off guard. And I'm sitting back like, what went on? Because we heard from multiple people we heard from, there was a fight of some sort. Now, they're all claiming Nolan was not a part of this fight, but they all said the fight is why they wanted to leave in a hurry. They began to pack up and leave, they said, immediately after the fight. The fight is what made them want to leave. I don't
the fright
believe
of getting
that
in trouble
fight did not involve
because of what y'all
Nolan,
did.
man. I'm telling you guys right now, I just don't believe it, bro. Now, if a fight occurred on the boat, wouldn't that be the reason why the pump is destroyed? That's just my theory. I don't know. But we don't have to have the answers. We are not the ones that was there. All we can say is something isn't adding up, and we need answers. Now, he eventually gives a head count, and he says 7.
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
Yes, there's lots of people breathing on the boat.
All right, how many people, sir?
Like 7.
All right, thank you. Does everyone have life jackets on or available to them?
Yes, we have life jackets available.
All right, verify what boat's sinking.
A Triton, 22-foot offshore, 22-foot Triton offshore sea flight hull.
All right. All right. Please hold. I'm transferring you to the local captain now.
Okay, thank you. This is Captain Seth.
I apologize ahead of time. I really do. You're going to have a fee-for-service come up under Jerry.
Okay.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island. He's letting me know that his father's a member, but he can't give me any information. And he's saying the boat is sinking, and he's on Horn Island. It's just unfortunate. He's just a kid. There's a lot going on. So he said there's about a lot of people on board. He says he thinks about 7. I'm guessing they're all under 18. And I'm not trying to be rude. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Do you know what kind of boat it is?
He said a Triton 24-footer, but that's all he can give me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just actually got off the phone with his grandpa, who I'm guessing is the owner of the boat. And he
Jerry?
said that Jerry. Yeah, he said,
okay.
I just hung up with him. He said that they don't need any help right now, but if something changes, he'll call me back.
So what was the purpose of them? What was the purpose of them calling then?
Right.
If they're in the middle of an active emergency, the grandfather is not on the island. The grandfather is not there. They told the grandfather what's going on. The grandfather says, man, y'all better not bring any authorities over there. So then what was the purpose of this call? Why were they on the phone for so long, quote unquote, asking for help, but not answering any questions to get them help? But the grandfather is talking to the actual people, and they said, man, like they don't need help, bro. Like, you good. That's not strange to y'all?
What?
You don't want the answers to that?
Man,
see, they've done multiple
like they
interviews
came
and
over
they've
to help them
answered every
instead.
question in the book about Nolan's race, about the parents, about Benjamin Crump, but they don't answer the pivotal question, which is, why is everything so sketchy and sus and strange when it comes to you guys? Why can't y'all just give us straight up answers? Y'all ain't answering questions about this though, but y'all gonna answer questions about, well, did you know Nolan Walsh was 25% Asian? What does that matter? Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this.
What happened, bro? But yeah, we're gonna stop it right there too, man. This is a whole crazy situation, bro. I mess with Poetic Flacco. He think like how I think, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like he giving us more information than the news is giving us. But appreciate y'all. Until next time, y'all. I'm out.